Welcome back to Press Review In Depth. It seems economic sanctions against Iran are set to continue despite a thawing in US-Iran relations on the nuclear issue, while subsidy reforms are underway. Let's see what the press is saying. Rick Gladstone writes in the New York Times, the US announces actions to enforce Iran sanctions. The article says the US has escalated enforcement of its Iran sanctions, with the government reportedly offering a $5 million bounty for information leading to the arrest or conviction of Li Fangwei, a Chinese businessman also known as Carl Li, a previous sanctions target who is accused of abetting Iranian weapons procurement. The article adds, despite a modest thaw between Iran and the US, including a temporary accord on Iran's disputed nuclear program that eased some sanctions while negotiators attempt to reach a permanent agreement, administration officials have emphasized that most restraints on dealings with Iran remain in place. The article adds, under the sanctions, violators are banned from doing business in the United States, and any properties they hold under American jurisdiction can be seized. Reportedly, actions were taken against the Bank of Moscow, which was accused of illicitly moving money through the American banking system on behalf of Bank Melli, an Iranian bank hit with sanctions. On the 6th of February, Treasury announced that it had penalised companies and individuals in 8 countries. An article in The Economist, meanwhile, talks about subsidy cuts in Iran. The article says this: the second round of cuts to the subsidies on petrol, gas and electricity, as well as staples, was due in June 2012. Former President Mahmoud Ahmadinejad repeatedly delayed it. The article adds, an estimated $40 to $100 billion is paid every year to keep Iranians, poor and rich, supplied with cheap energy, water, fuel and basic foodstuffs. Studies put Iran's energy consumption 80% above the average in the Middle East. The article adds, but the government says only 3 million people have forfeited their right to apply for a handout. 73 million people asked for it. Iran's highest-ranking Shia clerics issued a fatwa last week saying that the climbing of payments by the rich is religiously problematic. We're now joined by Ali Ibrahim, Deputy Editor-in-Chief of newspaper Al-Sharq Al-Awsat. Thank you for joining us, Ali.
You're welcome.
So regarding the Iranian economy, how much of an effect do you think that economic sanctions have for Iranian people in the country?
It has a huge effect on the economy, on the people's lives in Iran, and that's the main reason for them to negotiate the nuclear deal with the 5+1 powers and signing the principal agreement to curb their nuclear program.
And have we seen any thawing at all in relations between the United States and Iran? Various reports would suggest not.
Actually, I mean, I think both parties are testing each other. I think there's some kind of progress in reaching something, although it's not a solid progress, because there's a lot of doubts about the Iranian program, and from the other side, the Iranian, they have a lot of demands. It's not only nuclear; they have some other demands regarding the region, regarding technology, regarding their frozen assets.
When you say frozen assets, what are you referring to? Assets in Iran?
No. I mean the Iranian. They have frozen assets outside Iran because of the sanctions.
And regarding subsidy reforms, what do you think will be the political effect of these in Iran?
I think, I mean, we have to bear in mind that subsidies, it's the core principle of it. It's not bad. It's subsidize the poor against the inflation and against soar prices. But at the end, most of government, they discovered that subsidies are not efficient and they don't go really to the poor, and that's why, for instance, they say, according to statistics from international organizations, that the poor, mainly the middle class and the rich, they are getting the benefit of the subsidies more than the poor in Iran. And most governments discovered that they have to reform subsidies to unleash the capacity of their economy. For Iran, they started with increasing fuel prices. They are taking step by step, because subsidy is it's a sensitive issue and it's very political thing, and it can create protest and chaos in the country if any government do it without taking in consideration the effect on the people or the poor sector in the society.
I mean, the effect of the subsidies was obviously to help the poor in Iran. Why is it benefiting now the rich and the well-off?
Yeah, it was. I mean, the system itself that's what has proven. It's not in Iran only. It's because subsidies. You have what you call it prices which are not matching with the market, and that makes a gap for corruption and for some people to benefit from it. The other alternative, which recommended by international organization, that if you want the subsidy to go to your target, you have to give it to find some way to give it cash or cash subsidies to them, and then you leave the prices to the market forces.
Is the Iranian government working on this kind of system at all?
Yeah. They have a plan, and they started with it. I don't know they will be, because that will take, I think, 2 or 3 years to remove subsidies. We have to take in mind that the subsidies, it cost Iran something between $70 and $100 billion a year, and that's a huge amount. The idea of reforming subsidy, that the government find resources to invest and to do other projects for the benefit of the economy on the long run, and you have to balance it as well with the side effect on the short term.
Sure. Thank you very much, Ali, for joining us to discuss the Iranian economy.
Thank you. Bye.
And for more updates, please visit levant.tv. That's it for today. Bye for now.